All right, Mosaic Conference, we are here over at the interview booth, the Mosaic Threaded Color Commentary interview booth. We have got Kristin Mockler Young. I affectionately call my Mock Mama. Yeah, she's in-house today. We're just doing these videos here, and for those of you who are watching, we're watching the video later, just creating this opportunity, these resources for leaders who are out there who are in this work, who are trying to do these multi-ethnic churches, multi-ethnic expressions in their community, and trying to just give leaders some resources and ways to think about it, hear some stories that are happening, just to learn and grow together. Because we're all in this work together, and it's hard. It's hard work, and we need encouragement, and we also need to see that, man, we're not alone in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so excited to have you here. Tell, just as a reminder for those who maybe haven't seen you in the conference, which you did an amazing job. Always love watching you on stage. I'm always just I know sometimes people are like, oh, I love your energy, and that can feel like less, like, but am I more than energy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the content and the things that you put together, I mean, that ugly, I can't even remember what the creature was called.
An axolotl.
Yeah,
an axolotl.
Right, an axolotl, absolutely. Yeah. Like that hit me in all kinds of crazy places.
Okay, good.
So I don't know if we'll talk about that now, but if you haven't ever looked up an axolotl, you should check it out. It's very disturbing. So tell the folks who are listening here, a little bit about what your ministry context is, so we can kind of plant that there.
Yeah, so I'm one of the pastors at Mosaic Church in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So we're a very diverse, multi-ethnic church. I was a kindergarten teacher until God was like, hey,
that makes
now
so much sense to me now. I don't know if I ever knew that, but now that you're saying that, I can see all of it. You would be like the best kindergarten teacher ever.
That's literally, thank you. That's what I thought I was made for.
Yeah.
I was like going to do my whole life.
Really? Your whole life was going to be kindergarten?
I took a break.
Okay.
Toxic, leadership, and then helped to launch a second campus. They wanted me to be the campus pastor, and I said, absolutely not. I'm a kindergarten teacher. Do you know what you just said to me?
Yeah, right.
So, God had plans, and here I am. I went on part-time, started a campus, got ordained, and I love it. It's very, very hard. And then I have a podcast called Becoming Church, where we have all kinds of nuanced conversations. You've been on there with me.
Yes.
About faith in every aspect of our lives.
All right, I want to say something in here, right, because there's just because you said it, and we're in church spaces, you said got ordained as a woman pastor.
You're going to ask me a bunch of questions about that?
I don't want to ask you questions. I just want to stop for a second and just recognize the beauty of that. But I would love to know, like, maybe for a second, like, what was that experience like? Well,
Marcus, I had a unique experience.
Yeah.
Ashley Fosl and I, who's another pastor on staff, we got ordained together.
Okay. Pals. I don't want to be, stereotypical, but the ladies go to the bathroom together, and now you got to get ordained together.
Great.
Is this how
we're the first females to be ordained at Mosaic?
Okay, fantastic.
We're like best of friends, so it was great to do it together. I will tell you, I'm going to remove some details.
Okay.
Keep it a little bit generic.
That's fair. That's fine.
We started an ordination process through another church that we have a relationship with.
Okay.
During COVID.
Okay.
Everything shut down. Then they lost, tragically, one of their pastors.
Oh, no.
And Ashley and I were going through it, and we were like, hey, pretty much I've heard actually other speakers say, pretty much every book that we've been given was either by like a white, male, European, something.
Yeah.
She and I were already learning from like diverse voices anyway.
Okay.
So we kind of finished that ordination path on our own.
Oh, all right. There you go.
And said, when we do it at Mosaic the next time, this is the path we're going to follow.
Nice.
So my favorite question about that was, after we got ordained, what are you going to do now? And I'm like, literally what I did yesterday and the day before.
Do what I was already doing.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got this. I know that's one of the things I think is fascinating about just knowing you, is you've got this intersectionality between being in the church and being a female leader, female pastor, ordained, but also a heart in the midst of what this conference and what everybody's talking about. It's multi-ethnic church. I'm really interested in what is it that drives you into wanting to do multi-ethnic church ministry when you really, if I can say it, you really don't have to.
I don't.
Yeah. So what is it that's driving that?
And I grew up in a very white space.
Yeah.
It really wasn't, and I've been part of Mosaic for 20 years. I helped launch us when I was a kindergarten teacher.
That's right.
Just as a volunteer.
To say this kindergarten teacher. It keeps coming up. It's a theme.
So I loved this church. I love the diversity of the church. But after my husband and I got married and had our daughters, I don't remember what the turning point was, Marcus, but I looked around and I was like, hey, we're not doing this in our lives. We are not living this thing that we're like teaching and preaching and saying that we love. And so we just started getting really intentional with our kids about their friends and the books that I was reading, and just really started to shift. And I prayed a prayer, and I was like, God, open my eyes and help me to see people the way you see people. And it changed everything. And so now I can't not see the outsider. I feel like I have such a heart for, whether it's racial, whether it's, I mean, pick your poison.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
And I'm like, that's it.
It's interesting to me, right? Because what you just articulated is that you said a prayer and there was a transformation, right? I want to dig in on that a little bit, right? Because I think it can sound really easy, right? I think in the Christian world we do that a little bit. It's like, hey, even coming to know Christ, you're like, look, if I can just say the prayer, right, then everything changes. In some cases, like transformation happens, right? But in some cases, it's a series of transformations over a long period of time. But there's also what I hear in your story. There is a drive that is intrinsic inside of you. You were looking for. There was a way in which you were looking intrinsically for some. I don't want to call it a benefit statement, right? Because that sometimes feels really harsh, and people don't love that. It feels capitalistic, right? But there's a way in which something about this work you felt like you needed. That's what it feels like.
I think that I really figured out who I was once I started to see other people. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
But it was like once I saw, I think it was a combination of realizing how much God actually loves me and likes me how I am.
Yeah.
And then I could see that in other people. Like once I could see the Imago Dei in everybody else.
Yeah.
It was like it all happened all at the same time. My heart was changed. Yes, there was more of a transformation. But then the drive was like, okay, now what am I going to do about this?
Sure.
It was a very much like, if this is what I believe, it needs to be congruent with what I do.
Yeah.
And that was the driving factor for me, was authenticity. And like, I have got to be living out these things that, and I am now literally preaching for the first time ever, you know? And so it just was so much intentionality. Again, who am I listening to? Who am I reading? What voices, even if I disagree, maybe am I listening to so I can like get all the perspectives and really know, like, all right, who are these people that need to hear from Jesus, and what do they need to hear from Jesus?
Right.
And not like white Jesus anymore.
Yeah.
But like world brown Jesus.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, and I think that's great. Even as the pastors who are in this work, like, I think there is that sense of like looking at these people who are outside of your church and engaging. And I think there's a way in which, if we skip some of the stuff that you even said earlier, though, we can still move to a kind of paternalism, or even, a saviorism to some extent. And what I'm hearing in your story, though, is like there's some reorienting around your brain here at the beginning of this.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Like you said, I grew up in a white context, right?
Yeah.
I'm a white woman. I'm a kindergarten teacher. And I know you said a little bit, but I just want to pinpoint it. Like, what are some of the reorienting things that happen in your life to move you towards this drive? You mentioned the idea of you had these girls, right? Like you had these kids. Was that part of what happened?
I think that was part of it.
Like catalytic events sometimes, or catalytic things.
Sure. I mean, my daughters, definitely, I looked at them and I was like, well, if I did not live this life, what do I want them to experience?
Yeah, sure.
What God do I want them to know?
Yeah.
What Jesus do I want them to know?
Okay.
What kind of diverse world church do I want them to live in?
Yeah, you had a vision for their life, and and then I imagine you're like, oh, I want to create this, or I want that for them. Oh, I'm part of creating this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Am I even equipped enough to create this?
Well, and also, like, I didn't want to be a hypocrite.
Okay.
I think that was a big part of it for me. I don't want to
Interesting.
be. There's a lot of hypocritical white Christians out there.
And black Christians as well.
Sure,
just to be clear.
I'll speak
Yeah,
for you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
And I alluded to this kind of in my talk, and it's, tried to be respectful and honor. I wanted them to have a different Christianity than the one that I grew up in.
That's fair. Yeah.
And they still see that when they go to church with extended family members.
Yeah.
Both sides, different sides. But what's really cool about it now is I get to watch them grow up differently, and we get to have conversations.
Yeah.
And so I just keep learning, Marcus, through their eyes.
Interesting.
Because they're like, hey, what about this? And why this? And why does this church do
the
this?
child will
And
lead us.
Yeah.
I think that's really helpful. For me, I'm thinking about it in terms of like leadership, in thinking about the leader as they're doing that. I keep coming back to that. You had this catalytic event. You saw that there was this thing you're supposed to be doing with the folks that you were leading, with your children.
Yeah.
And although you say, I love diversity, they would know the truth about how you deal with it because of how proximate they were.
Right.
And so how then, if I don't know if this is a softball, a layup, or whatever it is, how then does that translate into leading at a church that wants to be more multicultural and diverse?
Yeah. For Mosaic, I think that we have always been racially diverse. I mean, our lead pastor is ex-Muslim Pakistani married to a white lady. Like I've always been led by a, biracial couple. I think diversity for us over the past few years has actually grown in other ways in bringing in lots of different people. And it has been a challenge because it's easy to check the box and go like, no, we're diverse. We got it.
Yeah.
We're good. And so trying to figure out ways to get curious and ask questions and help find the fear. I think that's a big thing that I try to do is help get curious and compassionate with people to help find the fear and be like, what is it about this or these people that freaks you out? Let's find Jesus in there and fuse that and then see if we can then move forward in a direction.
Yeah. And I think that's so important,
Yeah.
right? And I appreciate sort of walking through that in your process. I think as leaders who are listening to this, if I'm hearing what you're saying is there's so many ways in which we can look at this diversity conversation,
Yeah.
But not experience the gift of the personal transformation
Yeah.
that we get to experience as we lead.
Right.
And not recognizing how important our personal transformation and true connection to the depth of what it is,
Yeah.
how important that is to be a church leader in this work.
Yeah.
Because you can't fake it. Your people will know it.
Right.
And they'll see it. Especially those who fell for the message of diversity.
Well, and they know
reconciliation.
when you're only leading part of the church.
Yes.
They know when you're leading these people, but we're not really leading
That's
them.
right. And they won't stick around when they see that hypocrisy.
absolutely will
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Well, I love it. This is good convo. I appreciate you giving us a little bit of time here at the conference. There's lots going on. And you've done a great job just kind of helping us see inside the mind of the leader and what they need. And so I appreciate that.
Thank you, Ben.
You do a great job. I'm excited to see
Thank
how
you.
you continue to grow your ministry as we continue to be friends and go forward. And continue to see what the growth of this work does, not only with Mosaic, your church, but
Yeah.
also through those people who are connected to Mosaic. So thanks
Love
for
it.
being here, Mock
Thanks
Mama.
for having me.
Love having you on the show.